going after a young star was a bit of a trap because now I need to fight to preserve my voice, to come present. At the same time, I also want to say, Hadwele. But again, I guess it was a trap to make sure I stick within the time limits. We have a presentation slide deck. I think that's where IT is, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Correct. Okay. So every time I need a slide change, I'll just raise my hand. Thank you. So as Usia has said, I am, technology. Which button? I'll figure it out. Let's test. So today's conversation, every time we hear money, and especially if you would think, it's a conversation between young people, you would expect, I'm going to pull up big numbers, complicated strategies, and budget templates. But I promise you, today's conversation is literally that. It is us having a conversation about money. And our goal today is to ensure that you understand your money mindset, how your money mindset influences the amount of money you can make in your lifetime, and also to get you to see in which state of a mind you are in, and so that you can live with practical steps that will help you build wealth for the long run. Our conversation for today is on the money mindset. Your money mindset, like I've said, will determine how much money you can make in your long run. Your money mindset is also based off of your psychology of money, if I can put it that way. And where all of this starts is you understanding your personal relationship with money and understanding what your financial goals are. Because what my financial goals are will not be the same as yours. Your money mindset is a collection of beliefs, attitudes, and emotions that you hold towards money. It's how you see money, how you feel about money, and what you think about money. Some of these can manifest with the examples we have here. Some of you might think that rich people are greedy, or maybe contrary to that everyone who has lots of money and drives a Lamborghini got it through corruption. I understand, all of us here. We are global citizens, we are law-abiding citizens, but if that's your relationship with money, it can affect you negatively. Because then you're going to start thinking that the only people who are capable of having money and becoming rich are only those who get it through corruption and stealing 2 billion from Tendisa Hospital. So understanding your relationship with money is very important because that is the foundation of everything. It can also manifest in, I think, but the most common one is, I deserve to enjoy the money I earn. Money comes, money goes. But think to how every time you have that conversation with yourself, it's to try and convince you to make a financial decision. A financial decision that is probably going to be eating away from your own future goals in terms of your finances within your financial journey. So my goal for today's session is very simple. It's to make sure that you understand what your money mindset is, you see where you are currently, and you understand what the next practical steps are in your financial journey. At WIHH, we have this concept of states versus stages. And in your financial journey, what we believe at WIHH is that you are in one of 3 financial states. Just to backtrack a bit, there's a reason why we talk to states and not stages. It's very simple and very easy to start imagining each of these states as a stage that you need to move from one to the next to the next. But the reason why we talk about states is because when you are an individual with financial goals, you will be in each of these states at different times, depending on the phase of life that you are in. And it can happen also that you might be running these states concurrently. So that's why we talk about states. It's not about you need to move from here, then you move to there, then you move to there. What are these 3 states that we talk about? The first state is the explorer. The explorer state, that's where you are learning, you are curious, and your key question here is, how can I learn more about money today? Another stage that we have is the builder, and that one speaks to you are potentially the person who now seeks structure and stability, and your key question is, how can I create a strong financial foundation for myself? And the last state that we have is the investor state, which is my personal favorite, and a state I wish to stay in for very long, and I hope you guys do too. And in this state, you are looking at growth and freedom, and your key question here is, how can my money work for me and not have me work for my money? Let's explore these states deeper. Let's start with the explorer. So like I've said, the explorer, you are starting to make sense of money, and potentially, as a young professional in this room today, you might be someone who's newly out of university, so you are still very financially curious because you've just moved from an allowance of 1,500 potentially through NSFAS, and now you are taking home 23,000. You don't know what's what. You hear people around you who have sort of already mastered money telling you to save, to invest, to budget, and you're just like, hey, go. But for you, almost repeating what you said. For you in the explorer state, your financial journey begins through budgeting, and it begins through you understanding where your money is going. How many of you actually ask yourself, maybe on the 4th day of the month, or generally just before payday, where did my money go? Let's ask a different question maybe. How many of you actually have a budget that's written down? You? Scared. That question of where did my money go stems from you not having a budget that is written down, and you always imagining, this is the amount of money I have, this is where my money is going. If you do not tell your money where to go, it will find its own place to go. So for you as the explorer, if you in the audience today identify as the explorer, your first step is having a written down budget. And it is simple as just writing down what your income is and allocating every single rand towards something. And I do want to emphasize, I know that when you are in this stage, you might be thinking that budgeting is about restricting your finances and how you spend, and that you need to be focusing on core needs. I have an entertainment budget so that when I groove, I'm not scared to open my banking app the next morning to check how much did I spend on Hennessy. So for the explorer, you need to start by learning and also having a written down budget. Let's look at the next stage. This is the builder. So for the builder, you probably already have a written down budget. You know where your money is going, but your core problem right now is you are saving, you are earning, but you are not progressing in terms of your own financial goals. And as the person who's the builder, you probably have high interest debt in the form of a credit card, a personal loan, TFG, or an iPhone. So for you, when you are here, because you already have your budget and you're sort of managing your money well, but it happens every now and then that when you go to Groove now, you come back, you're scared to open your banking app because, imali, where did it go? For you, the core things here are you need to build systems that are going to help you with your discipline. I loved earlier how the brother there in the green shirt mentioned that as young professionals, we tend to have a thinking of we making rational decisions, and sometimes we can be lazy. Discipline and willpower will fail us at times, so we need to build systems that will help us protect our financial futures, and these systems are very simple. Simple thing of just automating your savings is part of that system to ensure that you don't now see a need for the money that you are supposed to be saving and using it for something else because you've automated it, so it clocks off automatically. Another simple system that you can build is separating your bank account. So when you have your entertainment budget, you take the money that you want to use for your entertainment, you put it in a separate account, and every time you go out, that's the account you use. So when you come back, you can open your bank account and see if you can go out again today just to celebrate a successful night. So you are about building systems. In addition to this, because you probably have high interest debt, for you, the reason why you might not be seeing that movement towards your financial goals is probably because you have that debt eating away at your money in the form of interest. We tend to overlook it for as long as we are able to afford the monthly repayment. But that interest is taking money away from you achieving your own financial goals. So for you in this state, what you want to do is you want to clear your high interest debt. There's different methods that you can use. There's the snowball method, there's the avalanche method. Write them down, go research them, or read one of Louis' newsletters. But what these are essentially is with the avalanche method, that's you now ranking out your entire debt, then noticing which one has the highest interest, clearing out that one first. So you'll still pay all your minimum repayments on all your debt because you do not want your credit score to take a suffering. But you prioritize that high interest debt and you add extra into it just to clear it out. In terms of the snowball method, that's you now ranking your debt in terms of which one has the highest payment and which one has the lowest payment. And you clear out your debt that has the lowest monthly repayment first, and once you've cleared that one, you take that money, you put it into another debt that you're trying to pay off, and over time you clear all your debt. So for you here, clearing high interest debt is a priority for you so that you can free up more money that you can use more intentionally and with much more clarity in order to achieve your financial goals. Moving on to my favorite stage, which is the investor. So with the investor, you are now thinking long-term and multiplying. You have a great grasp of how to save, how to invest, how to manage. But the quick question that you would be asking in this stage is, how can I then make my money work for me more? Where can I invest my money more to allow compound interest to actually grow my money more? So for you, a key thing that is happening here, and it's something that came up as well in today's topic, which I love, is that as you rise, lift. So for you, you teach. Because trust and believe, there is someone who wants to get to the stage but doesn't know how to. So when you teach, it is also about empowering your own self, because when you teach, you challenge your own thinking, and the person who you're teaching will have questions that you need to answer. Through those questions, a lot will unlock for you, and it will force you to read. And I think reading has been a core concept of today, that we need to read as young professionals so we can grow our knowledge more. In terms of this investor as well, you might have a couple of rental properties here and there. You might have investment portfolio with a broker such as Easy Equities, or maybe your bank's financial platform. I know many of us love those accounts of professionals and black cards. There's benefits to those guys. Use them. It is your financial future. It is tools that your banks are giving to you. Make use of them. Take the time to understand. In this stage, you might also be someone who's now not reinvesting their dividends. Every time you get dividends, it's a celebration. Every time we link up with them, we celebrate. But for you, once again, because you still want to grow your money more, reinvesting your dividends is something that you can actually do in order to grow your money more and have your money work for you more. So, like I said, we're not going to be talking about any complicated strategies. It's just a simple conversation between you and I. And I've now outlined all of the different states, and I hope that this helps you understand your state that you might be in, which might also overlap. I've brought a copy of The Psychology of Money, which is also a book that has helped me personally understand how money can work for me. And also, I am part of the people who weren't as privileged enough to, if I could say, have financial role models that would understand how wealth is built, because if you're the first generally in your family to go to university, graduate, and start earning a salary, you're potentially the only person who ever understood what money means. You can't expect your parents who have no understanding of money to be able to teach you about how to use money. And one of my favorite things that I got from the book is that no one is crazy. And all of the financial decisions that you make are a product of the environment that you grew up in. It has helped me understand personally how my psychology of money will affect how much money I get in the long term. And I'd like to pass that on to someone. But I want us to take a moment to reflect, just based off of what we've spoken about now. If you had received this conversation earlier, what would you have done differently with your money? Any brave taker from the audience? I know it can be a deep conversation, but hopefully the book is worth you actually being vulnerable enough to just share. Is it a difficult question?
There's a hand here on the side.
Hello, my name is Patience Ipate. I think what I would have done differently is maybe not opened all the small cards and the credit cards that we have, considering you saying that the interest on that and the repayment and us maybe not being able to repay them in time, how that might affect our financial management as well and our building of wealth in a way. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Please come grab yourself a copy of the book. Thank you, Patience, for sharing your story. Personally, I think Patience's story is testament to exactly why we do what we do. And we at WIHH have created a community that you can join where it's an each one teach one. And if you scan the QR code, there's a WhatsApp channel that we have. And we go far and beyond with each of these things that I have presented today. And what we're currently running now is a car buying series for all the first-time car buyers, because there is a lot to consider when it gets to that. There's balloon payments, there's payment holidays, which are about to be trending now, and there is also interest and how to negotiate your interest. If you join the community, it's an each one teach one, and we all grow together. I am Enkosi Ngebu, guys, and please do have a fantastic day further.
Let's give Enkosi a round of applause. Please don't leave the stage. Thank you so much, Enkosi. Thank you, we truly appreciate it. I would like the chairperson and the vice chairperson, Tato and Kunilile, to join me to present our guest with a gift. And I would like Umazani, Shenge, and Mr. William Gwena to please join us in handing the gift to our guest. Shani. Lord Shady. Hey. DJ, please.
Don't worry about it. We don't mind the music.
Thank you so much. Can we give